Hey there everyone, welcome back to Richie's Rap Review. About a month and a half ago I made a video titled What Happened to Young Bands, where I addressed his absence from both music and social media. Well, since then there's been some updates in the Young Band's story. He's been a lot more active on social media and he performed at the Lyrical Lemonade Summer Smash. Today, I want to do a more positive video on Bands, since my last video on him was kind of negative. I was talking about his fall off and his absence, but today I want to be more positive and talk about how he can make a comeback. If you don't know, when Bands performed at the Lyrical Lemonade Summer Smash, he actually brought out some artists with him for his entire set. That's right, he didn't bring them out for a song or two. No, he brought out these special guests for his entire set, which is pretty cool. Those artists were Cash Jami, SSG Kobe, Baby Santana, and Slump Success. And while Bands himself didn't look that interested or excited during the performance, these guys were loving it. They were dancing with each other, singing, interacting with the crowd. They looked like they were having the times of their lives. And it's a moment that they will never, ever forget. It's really cool of Bands to have brought them out. I don't know if it was his idea, or if Cole Bennett said, yo, bring these guys out with you, or what happened behind the scenes. But nevertheless, Bands allowing for them to come on stage is a moment that they will never forget, and something that they will always remember, and they'll always think highly of Bands for it. He brought them out onto the main stage. And for most of these artists, it's their first time really getting a major cosign or stamp of approval from a major artist. I know some of you guys are going to say Young Bands is not major, and I get that. You know, he hasn't charted on Billboard, whether it's albums or singles. But then again, he is an independent artist. He's been in the game for over 5-6 years now. He has a gold single. He was friends with X, he's friends with Melly. You know, he's not irrelevant. He might not have the chart success, but he is independent, but he is at the same time well known, and he is respected. Now, Young Bands did these guys a favor. You know, he did something cool for them. He brought them on stage. And I think Bands is going to need to ask all of them for a favor back. He's going to need himself some features. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Bands' music by himself. But for him to come back, and for him to come back in a big way, he can't afford to drop a single all by himself. He needs to get a feature on there. And not some random feature like Mulatto, like they tried to do last year with that Freak Show song, because that failed. That was such a weird feature. Everyone was like, why is Bands on a track with Mulatto? You know, they're completely different artists. But what Bands should probably do is collaborate with one of these guys that he brought out on stage. There's no reason for them to say no. Bands is not using them. Bands did a favor for them. It's only right that they give him a favor back. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, I did this for you, you have to do this for me. No, I'm not like that. I'm just saying, be the right thing to do. He did a favor for me, I'll do a favor for him. That's how friends work. All of these artists, Cash Jami, SSG Kobe, Slump Success, and Baby Santana, have a ton of engagement on social media. Instagram pictures are getting tons of likes. Their music videos on YouTube are getting a ton of likes, comments, and interaction. They are relevant to say the least. Again, they might not have the chart success yet, but they're popular, okay? They're well loved by their fans. And for Bands, collaborating with one of these artists on a single or collaborating with multiple of them on an upcoming tape would be a great move by him. They're not from separate lanes. They're both SoundCloud acts. This is the new SoundCloud generation, whereas Bands was a part of the old SoundCloud generation. And it'd be a really cool thing for them to collaborate, as fans would be able to say, wow, isn't this cool? An old SoundCloud legend is collaborating with the new talent. Besides, we know that these guys want to collaborate with Young Bands. Baby Santana listed Young Bands as one of his dream collaborations. And it'd be perfect. This is how he gets himself back into relevancy. Again, Young Bands is not irrelevant, but these guys have so much engagement that he would be stupid to not do something with them, especially really soon. But at the same time, you know, if he decides to come back in another way or this or that, he should definitely keep the idea of collaborating with these guys in the back of his mind. Because I can promise you, one of them is going to really blow up. And by really blow up, I mean Billboard hits, Billboard albums. I think that artist is going to be Baby Santana. I could be wrong. To play it safe, Young Band should get some features now. But if he isn't able to do that, when these guys start to really blow up, he needs to work with them again. They would obviously probably say yes to him. He gave them a huge major cosign and showed them love before probably all these other artists will. That's what I think Young Bands needs to do to make a comeback. He needs to start working with the new SoundCloud talent. They're not out of his, lane, like Mulatto was. They respect him. They kind of owe him a favor. They want to work with him. It'd be perfect. They have the engagement. And again, if he isn't able to do it soon, he can always do it later. But he needs to keep this idea in the back of his mind. He can't afford to just drop a single by himself. He needs to make a splash. He is relevant, but he needs to pick someone with even more relevance at the moment to help him out. And one of these guys would be the perfect pick. So let me know down below. Do you think Young Bands can make a comeback? Is this the best way for him to make a comeback? How do you think he should come back? Let me know down below. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll catch you all next time with some more rap and hip-hop coverage.